Hello everyone, welcome back to Namalax Bangalore Presents Current Issue of the Day. In today's episode, we'll understand rare earth elements or rare earth minerals or rare earth metals. What is so special about these rare earth elements? Why are they so significant? Why are they so strategically important? Why is China dominating them? And what is the status of India with respect to rare earth elements? We'll discuss everything from the prelims, mains, as well as interview perspective. So let us start our discussion. What are rare earth elements and why is the world racing for them? So we'll understand the strategic materials powering our green future and our digital age. So what exactly are rare earth elements? So if we go by the chemical formulas, rare earth elements are the family or the elements that comprises group of 17 metallic elements. Who are those 17 metallic elements? Those are 15 lanthanides in the periodic table, lanthanum through the lutetium, all the 15 lanthanides plus 2 more, that is scandium and yttrium. Together they are called as 15 plus 2, they are called as 17 rare earth elements. They are very fundamental to modern technology, especially the digital as well as green technologies. But why are they called as rare? Why are they called as rare? They are called rare not because their presence is less in crust. The name is actually a misnomer, or you can call it is misleading, because they aren't actually scarce in Earth's crust. The challenge lies elsewhere. So what is the challenge? These elements occur in low concentrations and are tightly mixed together, so making their extraction extraordinarily difficult and expensive to separate and refine. So they are rare not because their quantity is scarce, but they are mixed in concentrations. So there is higher mixing of concentrations. So removing this concentration and extracting them is a very big task. As a result, they are called as rare earth elements. Okay, there can easily be a statement based questions in the UPSC prelims which discusses about what is rare earth elements, and one of the statement is they are called rare because their quantity is so scarce in earth crust. That statement becomes wrong. Okay, next, what is importance of rare earth metals? Why are they called as the invisible backbone of modern civilization? Even the name of invisible backbone is a misnomer because they are visible and everyone understands the significance, because rare earth elements have transformed from obscure materials into a strategic assets. Many countries are using them as a strategic leverage. Many countries are using them as a strategic leverage in international relations. They are absolutely essential for technologies that are driving our economy and future, especially the so-called deep tech such as semiconductors, chips, artificial intelligence, IoT, etc. etc. Everything runs on these rare earth elements, and also the green technologies such as electric vehicles, flex fuels, hydrogen vehicles, everything etc. runs on these rare earth elements. As a result, they are called as the backbone of modern technologies or modern world. First is with respect to electric vehicles. High power permanent magnets enable compact efficient motors. These rare earth elements have high powered permanent magnetism, which makes them very important in electric vehicles. And then electronics such as speakers, screens, and components in phones and laptops are also made up of rare earth elements, which makes them very significant. And what else? They are also very important in, as I told you, defense systems or deep technologies, especially the missiles, radars, and night vision equipment depends on the rare earth elements. And what else? They are also very significant in wind turbines. The generators in the wind turbine rely upon rare earth element magnets for renewable energy production. Add to it electric vehicles, the batteries, etc. are also dependent on rare earth elements. Next, so without rare earth elements, the green energy transition simply cannot happen. Meaning the rare earth elements are very significant or very foundational to bring about the green energy transition or to achieve that so-called net zero status worldwide. They are irreplaceable in the current technologies. They are irreplaceable. Next, the magnet's secret. What makes rare earth elements so special and what makes rare earth elements irreplaceable is their property of magnetism. For example, neodymium, neodymium iron boron magnets. These NDFeB, neodymium iron boron magnets are the strongest permanent magnets in the world, which is used in electrics, electronics, and wind turbines, and even defense products. Their unique atomic structures create magnetic properties that no other materials in the earth can match. So that is why they are very significant for our critical infrastructure. And then what is the science behind that power? What makes them such a great magnets? Because rare earth atoms contain 4f electrons. 4f electrons. These electrons behave like tiny powerful small magnets, which together adds and makes them a tiny powerful big magnet. They lock magnetism firmly in place. Performance remains stable even at the high temperatures and the speeds. Normally, other elements which show magnetism end up losing their magnetism at higher temperatures or higher speeds or higher pressure. Excuse me. But these rare earth elements, because of the 4f electrons, are able to maintain their magnetism even at high speeds and high temperatures. And what is the real world impact? This is why electric vehicle motors can be surprisingly small yet deliver extraordinarily high power output. And the magic lies in rare earth magnets or the magnetism which is found in rare earth elements. Next, mining is easy but refining is the real battlefield. As I told you, rare earth elements are rare not because of their quantity but because of the process involved in extracting the rare earth elements. Normally, oil and other traditional resources are separated, or the processes involved in separating them is by distillation, that is separation by heating, or refineries are flexible and adaptable and easy to trade globally, and established infrastructures are present everywhere, which makes them easy to find, easy to extract, and easy to trade and easy to transport. But that is not the case with respect to rare earth elements, because they require thousands of chemical separation stages. As we discussed before, they are present in lower concentrations but they are present in mixed concentrations. So to remove this concentration, to extract a single elements of these concentrations is very difficult. Next, need exact purity for specific elements. Next, supply chains are also very rigid and strategic and are under the control of monopoly or duopoly of few countries, mainly China, and the limited processing capacity worldwide, which is present with only few countries. So, rare earth elements must undergo solvent extraction through hundreds to thousands of chemicals tanks arranged in the precise series. This complexity makes rare earth processing capital intensive, environmentally challenging, and technologically sensitive. So, even if a country possesses the concentration of rare earth elements, it is very important to extract them because of the capital intensive, environmentally challenging, and technological sensitive series of chemical tanks. Okay, next, China's commanding position. Despite all these issues with respect to rare earth elements, one country has emerged as the leader in rare earth elements, and that is China. How? Because they have 91% of separation and refining. That is, China dominates global rare earth processing capacity. Out of the 100%, 91% of separation and refining is in China. Even nations with substantial rare earth reserves depend heavily on China for processing and refining. This control or concentration gives China a strategic significant leverage, meaning they have strategic industries such as electric vehicle manufacturing, for example, the BYD, and renewable energy infrastructure, especially with respect to solar panel, which India is completely dependent on, and along with that, defense and military production and global electronic supply chains. All these are present mainly in China because of their availability and the 91% domination of separation and refining. And also they produce over 94% of the rare earth magnets, that is near total control of permanent magnets production worldwide. 94% is nothing but almost complete control over the magnetic production lies with China, which puts them at the strategic advantage not only over India but over all the other countries. Rare earth elements are increasingly called as the oil of 21st century, and they are called for a good reason, and China holds world in its palms. Recently, China also used rare earth elements for their strategic leverage. They banned export of rare earth elements, which impacted USA, impacted Europe, impacted even India as well. So they are now weaponizing this rare earth elements as well. Next, what about India? What is India's strategic position? India's rare earth resources. It is not like India is not having any resources with respect to rare earth elements. India has resources, and India possesses approximately 6.9 million tons of rare earth reserves, primarily found in monazite sands along the coastal regions, especially Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Odisha, and Andhra Pradesh. Okay, so India has the resources, but the issue lies in refining and separation. But what is the issue? Issue is with respect to capability gap. Despite the abundant resource, India currently lacks large scale separation plants and refining plants, and also a comprehensive magnet manufacturing ecosystem. Next, strategic vulnerability. India is rich in ore but weak in value addition, which is a critical gap that must be addressed for the national security and economic independence. Next, the global race has begun. As the world accelerates towards the decarbonization, rare earth demands or the rare earth element demands is exploding. Every climate goal and technology breakthrough increases dependence on these critical materials. First is with respect to net zero emission targets, that is achieving carbon neutrality dramatically increases rare earth elements demands across all the sectors. Next is with respect to electric vehicle revolution. Growing need for neodymium, dysprosium, and terbium motors. Terbium in motors is increasing the demand of rare earth elements. And then wind power expansion as part of achieving the net zero status or promoting the green energy technology. Massive turbine deployment requires rare earth permanent magnets. Next, finally, is the defense modernization. Advanced military systems are increasingly dependent on these rare earth elements. As a result, the demand for rare earth elements is increasing throughout the world, and most of the countries are in for the race to exploit rare earth elements, which has resulted in demand explosion. If you consider the data for EV motors, wind turbines, and electronics and defense, so the demand has exponentially grown compared to the 2020 and 2024. Just in 4 years, the demand for EV and etc. has grown by more than 2 lakh tons, by more than 2 lakh tons with respect to EV vehicles, and almost 1.5 lakh tons with respect to wind turbines, and with respect to 1 lakh tons with respect to electronics, and 80,000 tons with respect to defense vehicles. Overall, there is an increase of almost 4 lakh tons of rare earth elements. So, the International Energy Agency warns that rare earth demand will multiply between 4 to 7 times by 2040. Meaning, if the demand is around 4 to 5 lakh tons now, it will be around 35 to 40 lakh tons by 2040. This isn't just growth, it is a fundamental reshaping of the global resource needs. So, nations that build refining capacity today will control tomorrow's energy order and technological landscape. So, What is the strategic imperative for India? The strategic imperative for the nations is investing in domestic refining capacity isn't optional anymore. It is a necessity. It is an essential for energy security, economic sovereignty, and technological independence. And for industries, securing reliable rare earth supply chains will determine which companies lead the clean energy revolution in the coming years. And for the future, rare earth elements will define geopolitical power dynamics for decades. The race isn't just beginning, it is already underway, and all the other countries are just following China at the moment. Next, the question isn't whether rare earth materials matter. The question is who will control the supply chains that power our sustainable future. So it is imperative for every country, including India, to focus on developing, refining, and separation and electric rare earth magnet manufacturing centers. So this is topic of the day. This is current issue of the day. If you like the video, then please hit the like button, comment on it, and also share with your friends. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel and click on the bell icon so that you don't miss any notification. With this, I will end the video. Jai Hind, Jai Karnataka.